Hello everyone, this is Jon Bernys talking to you all, and I am just here to make this quick video preface to this very proud achievement of mine of being the first person to broadcast to YouTube the audio of Carl Andre reciting his poetry. So Carl Andre is an artist from New York, primarily known for sculpture and installations, but he also did some of the most unique concrete poetry and some of the most unique modern poetry in general that I've ever seen. And if you read upon his writings, he said something that I have been emphasizing for the past few months that Basil Bunting said, and I will quote Carl Andre verbatim: "Poetry is often better comprehended when read aloud." I'll say it again. Poetry is often better comprehended when read aloud. So he noticed the exact same thing Basil Bunting did, which is poetry is an art form that is meant to be heard. It is not a form of poetry meant to be read. It is energy, not literature. It's much more closer to music than I had previously thought in the past few years. Now, what makes Carl Andre's poetry particularly unique in my mind is it is a form of concrete poetry that is just as much meant to be concrete poetry, meant to be visually oriented, as it is also meant to be read aloud. And for the vast majority of concrete poetry, maybe almost all of it, it is not poetry meant to be read aloud, or at the very least it was not intended to be read aloud, and therefore most concrete poetry consequently does not sound as exciting as it looks when read aloud. And this is not the case with Carl Andre. He did extremely visually oriented concrete poetry, but they're meant to be read aloud too. So he almost accomplished what James Joyce tried accomplishing but never did, what E.E. Cummings tried and never did, especially his later stuff like the Grasshopper poem. So it is very important personal obligation of mine to be that bridge, to be the very first person to broadcast Carl Andre reciting his poetry himself to YouTube and consequently the entire internet. So, and this has been Jon Bernys, and I'm presenting this to you all, as they say in Hawaii, me ka mahalo, which means with gratitude. Me ka mahalo, with gratitude.
Preface to my work itself. In is my of art thee into, made same this work parts, piled broken pieces, stacks, plastic stacked, identical, interchangeable. The art of sculpture, flat, flat, square, flat, round, circle, round, flat, block, round, round, ball. The art of painting, green and blue, green or blue, if green then blue, green if blue. Chance alone, motor python, deaf Maywood plain, weather, kiss Jewish sleet, culebra, intake fall woman wings, flames Russia ovary quarrel, Memphis 90 Dawn Capone, shirts ice whirlwood money, shock glide crown aileron, Nungesser, mother cap oil, Nelly pressure mud goodbye, Rome baby angle white, nerves cowling silver tremont, helmet organs porcelain hour, blue Eastwood Asia leap. Susanna in Italy, no viola, no guitar, but try the shrill of sopranino, try the sting of nettleweed, weed that feeds on chalk of Caesars. I have eaten at your heart the white blood of a countless man, and I have licked the enemies of art upon the plains of circumstance. Compass lily, compass rose, upon the slopes of circumstance, I have eaten Ganymede. Now, let the ages fall in one sum total on psychopompous prow. Let ages in indifference fall as sea foam on your brow. No viola, no guitar, but memory, an instrument, is tuned to certain vowels in unloud song. Crap, shit, piss, these we have not gathered, flowers all to flies alighting. No viola, no guitar, but one note falls. The pure, assigned gentleman pulls down the shades. Song, and air and beast and bell and bird and bone and brain and breath and child and corn and crown and death and earth and eye and flag and flesh and flint and fog and frost and glass and grace and grain and grass and gut and hair and heart and hell and horn and husk and ice and kelp and king and knife and lace and lamp and leaf and lens and lime and luck and mask and maze and milk and moon and moss and mouth and nerve and night and north and ore and pearl and pride and rag and rib and root and saint and salt and self and shoe and skull and slate and song and spine and spool and star and straw and sun and tar and thigh and thorn and throat and thumb and tongue and vein and wand and wheat and wing and womb and word. Range, ball, bead, seed, star, disc, hoop, lens, yard, hole, shoe, slot, moon, room, bell, gear, mass, wood, dome, title, hall, heel, hawk, rind, skin, arch, cone, hill, knob, leaf, root, door, lace, root, seam, chin, edge, gate, knee, mile, neck, nose, rack, shin, wall, fork, grid, horn, road, rope, tree, foot, pole, tail, wing, path, beam, cord, line, rail. Fragment on a ruin, heart, crane. This he extolled, bold, erect, long laughter, trances, heat, alcohol, trances gotten at the hellish exit. Remembered seamen gone oceanward, dance and tumble, dance and wheel. No dirges sung, pale attaches teach children his ecstatic sensual music. Emblems and signs tell how one uneasy grandeur hired as damnation, records of perils, poisons, enticed, dangers, dances on water. Now the heavy exegete keeps neat, essential ledgers, lectures on fancy and symbol, poets expound no truths. Day and years, totems of wind and name, draw eager readers to his end. Critics attesting to his exemplary death read a little lyric and write new formulations, revelations of metrical precision, if tending to emit cock relished under Christ's inspection, fiery and human Zurich.